Yo, what's going on, guys? It's J-Mass, and I'm back again with another dope New England adventure. So I gotta say, guys, it is a freezing cold day today, and I really do mean freezing cold. It's literally like 15 degrees Fahrenheit outside. So cold out, but that's not gonna stop me from checking out a dope abandoned site today. And I got a really cool one planned. Now, this is actually an abandoned location that I've known about for quite some time, maybe 2 years now, and it's one I've really wanted to come to, but I'm finally here. So I'm currently in the town of Russell, Massachusetts. It's a pretty small town just west of Springfield, Massachusetts, here in Western Mass, nearby the Berkshires. And here in the town of Russell is an abandoned paper mill. And you can see I'm actually in it right now. This is the Strathmore Paper Mill number 2. Now, there were actually 3 mills in the Strathmore Paper Mill. This is the second one. Now, one of them, I believe, is actually active again as of pretty recently, and one of them is completely burned down. And you can already kind of see these Strathmore paper mills have experienced so many fires. There have been a plethora of fires here. This one's obviously had a lot. There's charred ash everywhere. So that's one of the main reasons why these mills are not in use anymore. But still, they have a pretty long history. They've changed hands many times. And I'll get into more of the history as we go on. But for right now, all you need to know is that the Strathmore Paper Mill opened up in 1913 and closed in 1994. Now, it's changed hands many times since then, but it has never truly reopened, and it's pretty much been abandoned for a couple decades now. But that's what we're going to check out today, this abandoned Strathmore Paper Mill number 2. We aren't going to see 1 or 3 today, as I mentioned earlier. This is just number 2. Now, another thing I want to mention, I did a bit of pre-exploring before filming, just to kind of gauge a sense of the place, and I got to say, a lot of the rooms here are like pitch black. Now, this one has a lot of natural light coming in, but most of the rooms here in the Strathmore Paper Mill are pitch black. Even with my flashlight, it just doesn't do it justice. So I'm going to try to avoid filming in the really dark places just because the footage doesn't look good. But I will try to show you guys as much as I can of the Strathmore Paper Mill number 2 here in the town of Russell, Massachusetts. As always, guys, if you love urban exploration, checking out abandoned sites, and exploring and traveling New England, I'm always doing that on my channel, so feel free to subscribe to the channel, or you can follow me on Instagram at JMassOfficial. That's at JMassOfficial. But let's get exploring. Check out this abandoned paper mill here in Western Massachusetts. I'll give you guys more details and information as we go on and just see what it has in store. All right, guys, so I'm actually going to start over here in the Strathmore Paper Mill number 2, and as you can see, this is an abandoned loading dock. So at one point, trucks would have pulled in over here to each dock, been loaded, unloaded, filled with product and material. But as you can see, there's actually 2 trucks completely left behind, and both of them are just full of random stuff. Looks like there's a lot of miscellaneous tools and machinery and equipment here. Just for safety reasons, I'm not going to go all the way back there. But don't worry, you're going to be seeing a lot of machinery in this building. It's actually packed full of machinery. You can see there's a lot of interesting stuff. And as always, I do want to mention, I am not the smartest in the room when it comes to industrial equipment and machinery. I don't really know much about it. Like, I don't even know what this is. Maybe some sort of wood cutting machine. I don't even know. But if you guys know when you're watching this video and you want to point anything out, please feel free to let me know in the comments if there are any interesting pieces of machinery I'm just walking by or I don't know what it is, because that's always greatly appreciated. Now, this truck right here actually looks like it's just full of wood, a lot of lumber, wood planks. And I did want to mention, or I should say I did mention, but I want to harp on the fact that this was a paper mill. So wood would have actually been used to produce the paper, to make pulp. And that's really what Russell was known for in the early days. Russell, being a small town in Western Massachusetts, was a pretty rich source of lumber, a lot of trees, so a lot of lumber industrialization here. And the Strathmore Paper Mill opened up in 1913 to capitalize on that. This was a paper mill that produced paper and paper products. And as a result, tons of lumber and wood was coming in here for production. Now, it lasted for many decades up until 1994 when it closed down. And I did mention that the Strathmore Paper Mill and the former buildings, all 3 of them, changed hands many times. Now, this is the number 2 mill, paper mill number 2, and it's completely abandoned and destroyed. Number 3, I think, is just completely demolished, and number 1 actually looks like it's in somewhat use, and that's pretty recent. Number 1 had been abandoned for many years, but it does look like Strathmore Paper Mill number 1 is back in business. Not as a paper mill, but as some other sort of business. Not actually sure what. But yeah, that's really about the extent of the history. I couldn't find any more explicit details about what went on here, but again, it was a paper mill, so I think it's pretty obvious what they were doing. But yeah, we're just gonna kind of waltz around and see what's going on. You can see this place is destroyed. A lot of fire damage here. A lot of just natural water damage, and you know, you can see there's just debris everywhere. It's pretty messy in here, but I did mention there is a lot of really cool machines. Huge machine right here, and again, I don't know what this is, so feel free to enlighten me in the comments. This place is huge though. Yeah, I did mention this is one of the lighter rooms in the mill complex. The mill is extremely dark, and that's mostly just because there's not a lot of natural light seeping in. You know, I feel like a lot of the mills that I've explored on this channel, which is quite a bit, you know, have had quite a bit of natural light coming in. So here it's kind of tough to see. It's pretty dark in a lot of these rooms, but still really cool to check out. All right, let's head down here. You can see a lot of cool machinery and equipment still as we wander these empty halls. And I really gotta say, like, this place is covered in random debris. I almost wonder if this is actually like burnt melted paper. Kind of looks like it. But you can see there's just a lot of random stuff. I don't even know what that is. But most of it is just like ash, you know, cement, concrete, rock. Just random stuff littering the ground. Now it actually looks like down there's another hallway, so I think we'll head there last, but I do kind of want to peer around this room just a little bit more. I mean, I shouldn't even really call it a room, this massive lobby area, this huge warehouse. This place is huge. So much random stuff lying around. I really do wish I had more of a grasp on what a lot of this equipment is, because I'm not really well versed in industrial machinery, but I really am interested in a lot of these stuff. You know, as you guys know, I really like finding remnants and artifacts whenever I explore abandoned locations, and this place really is chock full of them. It's just a lot of stuff I don't even know, not familiar with. Yeah, and as you can see, as we walk down there, it's getting darker, and that is a theme in this mill. A lot of very pitch black dark rooms, so dark that the flashlight doesn't even do them justice, unfortunately. This is pretty cool though. Yeah, this is the Strathmore Paper Mill number 2. Really, it is a place I've wanted to check out for quite some time. Oh, what are these? Oh, at first I thought these were like little booklets, but I guess not. Actually, not sure what these are. But I thought they were like little booklets. I was like, oh, jackpot. That's what I love the most. When it comes to artifacts and remnants, my favorite are documents and records. Especially stuff with dates. I just like finding dated things to kind of gauge like a sense of what I'm looking at. Actually, some stuff right there. I'm not sure what that is. A filing cabinet. I'm sure at one point this had a lot of documents and records in it. But as I mentioned, there were quite a few fires here, and the fires have probably destroyed most of that. I actually think the most recent fire was not that long ago, 2022. I don't remember if it was mill number 2 or not. I think it was mill number 2, but there was a fire in this mill complex as recently as 2022, so not that long ago. Jeez, it's still really cold in here too. Like, even compared to outside, it is freezing cold in here. Yeah, pretty cool place. I'm gonna wander around a little bit more, but yeah, this place is packed. It's getting pretty dark, but there's still a lot to see. But I do kind of want to head down that hallway we saw. I'm interested to see what's down there. So let's head over. All right, let's head down here and see what's going on. It looks like this leads us to another big room. So we're gonna leave this room right here, which honestly might be the brightest room in the whole mill. Okay, let's see what's going on over here. Got this little hallway. Not sure what this is. Probably some sort of utility room. You can actually see what I mean down there. Look how dark it is. Actually, I'll walk in really briefly. Yeah, look at this. Even with my flashlight, you just cannot see anything. It's so dark. So I'm just not even gonna bother filming these. I'm still gonna explore them on my own, but just for the sake of having decent quality footage, I'm not gonna be filming those. I wish I could. I feel bad leaving a lot of this out of the video, but it just looks like shit. Very grainy. A little bit of graffiti here. I feel like I haven't seen that much graffiti, but there is some here and there. And this is a view of the outside. We'll look at the outside a little bit at the end, probably towards the last few parts of the video. We'll look outside, but I do want to focus on the interior first. Mostly because you can see it's very snowy outside, so navigating is kind of difficult. Oh, we got another pretty big room right here. A lot of stuff again, as always, and also relatively bright, so hopefully we can see a good amount of stuff. Looks like some sort of garbage disposal right there. But I mean, this really is a abandoned mill in every sense of the word. I mean, it's super industrial, just metallic iron machinery everywhere. I mean, you guys know I've explored quite a bit of mills and factories and stuff, you know, on this channel. And this is probably one of the most, what the fuck is that? Like a pink sludge. That's disgusting. I was gonna say, you guys know that I've been to quite a few mills and factories on this channel, abandoned ones, and this definitely has the most left behind because they're usually like gutted and stripped. You know, I did a abandoned exploration at a mill not too long ago, actually. It was like 2 videos ago, back in December. Keddy Mill in Windham, Maine. That was a huge abandoned mill, but it was completely gutted and empty. There was like barely anything in there. This one is full, like chock full of stuff, but again, you can barely see it. Look at this. This is a huge utility room. There's a lot of piping and you know, utility equipment, but you can't even see it. Crazy. It does look like there's a second floor, but I think I want to do this ground floor first and then head up. So I think we'll do that. Let's actually head in here really briefly. Men's room. This is the men's room? What does that mean? I mean, I know it probably means restroom, but this is a huge one. Yeah, I think this was a restroom, but you can see there's actually lockers here, so it probably had showers too. Like there's probably showers. Yeah, a lot of lockers here. Interesting. All right, let's keep on looking. All right, let's keep looking around. So this is actually the back of the men's room. Actually, you can see it right over there that we just walked through. There is another staircase going up, but again, we'll do that last. But yeah, this is another abandoned room. A lot of random shit lying around. I wish I knew what a lot of this stuff was, but I really don't. One thing I also have to mention, by the way, if you're an urban explorer and you're planning on exploring in the dead of winter on a freezing cold day, it's fun and definitely go for it, but be prepared. I do not have gloves or mittens right now, so my hands are freezing. So I have to keep stopping short of filming every so often to like heat up my hands a bit. So freezing cold, it really is like super cold right now. But the show must go on. I love urban exploring and I don't care how cold it is. I'm going out, checking out these sites. And in a lot of ways too, I feel like exploring in the winter can actually be more rewarding just because you don't get a lot of overgrowth. I feel like in the summer, you know, the plants and trees and vines get really bad, a lot of bad overgrowth. Can cover a lot of buildings, but in the winter that's all gone, so you can actually see a lot, which is the case in this mill right now. Yeah, you can see this thing goes back pretty far, just a lot of random stuff. It looks like most of this is like packaging material, a lot of sheet paper, what looks to be maybe shrink wrap, cardboard, stuff like that, a lot of packing materials. So this must have been some sort of packing room. You know, maybe they had like pallets of material that would pack it here. I do see a couple pallets, so that's probably my best guess. I don't know. Just drawing conclusions here. All right, so I think we're gonna head back through the men's room, go to the other side. It did look like there was one portion that we didn't see yet, and then I think we're gonna actually head upstairs. Pretty cool place though, it is huge. It's a huge mill, and as I said, this is number 2. There were 3 total. One's still active, one I think completely demolished, so that really does leave Strathmore Paper Mill number 2 as the sole truly abandoned paper mill here in Russell, Massachusetts. All right, yeah, I just wanted to walk back here, see what's going on. But it does look like it's a lot of the same stuff. Pretty cool though. I really do like seeing, you know, a lot of this material and equipment left behind. But again, there was a huge fire here. Well, not a huge fire, there were multiple huge fires here. So it really is just completely destroyed and ravaged. Huh. All right, guys, let's head upstairs. Let's see what's going on the upper levels. Okay, let's head upstairs right now. Truck traffic immediately outside this door. Okay, yeah, so this must have been the loading and distribution section. I mean, we did see that loading dock earlier, which is actually right over there in that room. That had all the trucks and stuff, so this was probably distribution, which maybe means that the actual production was up here, or maybe in another section of the mill complex. But this was probably the distribution complex then. Oh God, this actually goes up to the roof. Oh, I feel, you hear that wind? Well, you can actually see, I'm not gonna go too deep in here, but you can see a lot of fire damage right here. It is completely destroyed. A lot of just iron bars and stuff. Now here, this is pretty cool. Look at this. Got another pretty massive hallway right here. See what's going on. Oh, it's so cold, blistering cold. And it looks like there's a bunch of little offshoot rooms actually. Like these things. Huh. Yeah, this is pretty fascinating, I gotta say. Pretty fascinating stuff. A lone chair right there. You dare to rest on this chair? It's pretty dirty. Should I look in there first? Maybe I will. Maybe I'll take a look in here first and then we'll finish going down the hallway. Whoa, I almost slipped. A lot of ice too. Yeah, look at this room. Huge room right here. But again, a lot of damage. Not much is really left intact. Massive damage. Also, a lot of the iron has just completely rusted away. That's another thing I'm noticing is there's a lot of iron rusting away. Oh, another huge room down there. Pretty cool. Let's head down that hallway and maybe that'll lead us over there. All right, check this out, guys. So I just came from over there, head down here, and we got this really big room. This one's pretty cool though. Check this out. Huge abandoned warehouse room right here. You can see just completely massive, a lot of space. Also a ton of loose hanging metal and iron, random scrap metal here. But this part is huge, huge section of Strathmore Paper Mill #2. It's pretty cool. I do apologize, by the way, if I'm not talking as much. I try to give a lot of narration in my videos. I don't really like just completely silent, you know, void of commentary exploration. So I try to talk as much as I can. But yeah, the point is it's freezing cold right now. I am freezing my ass off. So it's making me a little hard to focus. So I apologize for that. Okay, yeah, look at this huge place. You can see this is kind of concerning. So it actually looks like the roof has partially collapsed right here. And I heard a lot of noises when I was actually over there making my way. I was like, what is that noise? I actually thought someone was in here, but no, it's all of this. The wind is just shaking all of this, you know, metal roofing around. Yeah, look at that. You hear that? So that concerns me that this thing is just gonna cave in more and more, especially as more snow comes in. I'm sure like with time, the weather is gonna destroy this roof. So really only a matter of time before this portion of the mill completely just caves in and gets destroyed even further. And definitely watch out for all this ice that keeps slipping. All right. Oh, look at this. This is cool. Looks like some sort of power supply or surge box. Has a lot of knobs and levers and buttons. And these things are pretty interesting. I don't know what these are, but they have these huge little sort of pits. I don't know what those are. There's two of them. One here and then there's one right over there, which we'll get to. Actually, walk to it right now. Yeah, what is this thing? I don't know what this is. But some sort of huge little bowl almost. I assume they, you know, did some sort of production in here, but I'm not sure what. Wow, this place is just huge. A lot of stuff too. Oh, look at this. A lot of debris and trash. It looks like it was almost packed. Like packed to be discarded. Huh. What's over here? Oh shit, that's deep. Look at that. This is the top right up there. Actually, a little exit door. Yeah, exit if you want to die. And then there's all the way at the bottom here. So this must have been some sort of, actually it looks like it has stairs, but I think this must have been like a freight elevator at one point. Or a pulley, I don't know. All right, let's head over here. And then I'm gonna warm up my hands because they are utterly freezing right now. Jesus, this is such a cold day. This was really not the day to come here. Oh, but it's fun. I like exploring this place. This is cool. I've wanted to come here for a while. Some pretty dope graffiti here. I like this stuff. Yeah, pretty interesting. All right, guys, I warmed up a little bit. Let's keep on going, see what else this mill has in store. I actually think we're nearing the end of all of the brightly lit rooms because I think most of the other rooms in this mill are just completely pitch black. As I did mention, I did a bit of pre-exploring before filming just to kind of get a sense of what this place was like before I entered it, and so many rooms were just pitch black because there's no windows. You know, it's like solid concrete. But there were a couple that were brightly lit like this, but I think this is about it, so probably won't be too much more footage left. Yeah, look at this. The roof is just completely caved in here. You can see it's collapsed entirely. Actually, that's the other side we were on. This is the part of the roof that's been collapsed, so clear open skies right above, which means the weather is taking a toll on this place. Yeah, pretty crazy. But yeah, that was really about it for this part of the mill. I'm gonna keep looking around, see what else we can find, but who knows, that could possibly it, we'll see. And I do wanna show you guys the outside. There's one really iconic landmark here at Strathmore Paper Mill that I definitely wanna show you guys before I leave, so stay tuned, there's a little bit more in store. Okay, this is kind of cool. So I found a spiral staircase right here. You can see this spiral staircase goes up and up and up. But I just went up another flight of stairs right here. Now this is a pretty small floor, not too much going on, but I did just want to show you here. And then I'm actually going to keep going up the spiral staircase to see what there is. I just have to be careful because this is like all frozen water. I guess that is another benefit of exploring in the winter time, is this would have just been flooded with water in the summer or spring, but because it's so cold, all of the water is frozen over, so I can actually walk over the floor. Oh, look at that, an old floppy disk. That's weird. Oh, I guess there is actually another room over there. I thought it was. Whoa. I don't know what the fuck that was. I think it must have been the ice. All right, let's see what's in this room. Probably not too much. Ah, decent sized, but it does look like it's completely trapped, filled with random shit. So I'm not gonna go too much further in there. Looks like there's an old computer right there. That's kind of cool. All right, let's keep going up those spiral staircases. So I'm curious to see where that leads, because that could potentially lead to the very roof of the mill, which could give us some pretty good views, I hope, if that's where it leads. Here, I'll take you guys with me. Let's go there now. So yeah, this spiral staircase, I just saw it, and pretty cool. Just sheet metal, it looks like. This is where it ends. This is the very top of the staircase. And it actually looks like it brings us to storage, because this looks like paper. Maybe this is the paper that the Strathmore Paper Mill produced. That's what if I had to guess, that's what I would guess, that this is storage for the materials and products they did produce here. Yeah, look at all this paper. Jeez. But yeah, let's walk through, see what's going on. See all of the materials that are here. Tons of rolls of paper. Yeah, you can see they shrink wrapped a lot of it, so probably, you know, out for shipping at some point. All right, just gonna finish off walking down here. Sorry I stopped so short. Yeah, let's keep on going down here. I don't think there's really much else left to this floor though. But there's a lot of stuff. Look at all this. Actually, does this have writing on it? I was hoping that would have had a date, like a handwritten date. It would have been nice to know, you know, like the time frame of all the stuff like that I'm looking at. Oh shit, there's another staircase. And this is a freight elevator right here. I'm actually not gonna go out there because there's nothing on the other side. But I will peek up here. Oh, that's blocked. Actually looks like that's an attic, but it's completely blocked. Yeah, I think that's really about it though for the upper floor. So I'm gonna head down, see what else I can find. If there's anything else worth filming, I will definitely film it because you guys know I'm no stranger to extremely long and tedious videos. But if there's nothing else, I'll show you the exterior pretty briefly, and then I think I'll call it quits for the Strathmore Paper Mill #2 here in Russell, Massachusetts. Pretty dope place, I gotta say. I do think this would probably be a little better to explore on a warmer day, or at least, I mean, even in the spring or summer, but you know, still on a cold winter day, I still had got a lot of fun, you know, checking this place out, and it was only a matter of time because I have known about this for a while. All right, I'm gonna look around a bit more and I will catch up with you guys shortly. All right, guys, so I do just wanna show you a little bit of the outside right here. This is actually the loading dock where we first started the video off. These were the 2 trucks that were completely full of materials and equipment loaded right here at the loading dock. That's actually where I came in. And I do want to show you some parts of the mill. So you can see it's complete, just concrete, I should say. It's a massive concrete structure. Now, the only reason we got a lot of bright natural light is because of stuff like that, you know, giant holes and damage, but most of the building is just complete, you know, barren concrete with no windows. Actually, a lot of down there is pretty pitch black, and that's because the design has no windows. It's just empty concrete like that. So that's what most of the mill looks like. Now, the main landmark I did want to show you guys, and we'll get there in a little bit, is this chimney right over there, the Strathmore Paper Mill chimney. It's pretty iconic. And yeah, we got one more truck right here. Pretty cool. But yeah, we will get over there in a second. I just wanted to show you guys what the exterior of the paper mill here in Russell, Massachusetts looked like. And I just want to show you guys inside here really quick. This is one of those fabled, extremely pitch black rooms, at least further down there, but there's a bit of, you know, lit up parts like this. So I just wanted to take a look in here with you guys really briefly. Yeah, so the further you go down here, it just gets darker and darker when it just gets to the point where the video quality just looks horrific. So grainy. But over here is pretty cool. So over here is actually somewhat lit up by natural light. And you got these really huge machines right here. They almost look like water heaters or fuel tanks of some sort. Again, not really sure, but these look like they were probably tanks of some sort. They probably had some sort of liquid or product inside. Pretty interesting. I'm not sure what they are, but super cool. I actually think we can peer in here. Oh, you can actually go inside. There's a ladder right there. Not really sure what that is, but it's cool. You can also kind of head down here, but again, it gets super dark. It's such a shame. I really would have loved to show you guys like every square inch of the mill. That's what I try to do in my explorations. I always try to show you guys as much as possible, but look at this. You can't even see. I mean, I guess if I had like an ultra powerful flashlight that was like, you know, the light of the sun, maybe I could, but with what I have, not gonna happen, unfortunately. But I think we still saw a good amount. Okay, I'm gonna head up these stairs right here, another spiral staircase. I don't think this one goes super high, but at the very least we can get up here. Let's go. That's kind of cool. Oh, this actually goes all the way up. Caution, low headroom. And look at that. Danger, lookout switch before entering chest. Confined space, hazardous atmosphere. Wow. So this must have contained like some sort of hazardous chemical. I don't know what, but whatever it was for the production of paper, they probably had something in there. Maybe it was some sort of bleach product. I don't really know. I don't know how to make paper. Oh man, look at this. Completely snowed in here. Okay, I think this is the top floor. Yeah, this is the top floor right here. Wow, didn't think we'd get up here. And again, completely covered in snow. Oh, I think I know where we are. You guys remember earlier when I was saying like a roof partially collapsed? That's actually this right here. This is the roof I was talking about, partially collapsed down. Well, this is the other side of it. So I guess we actually were up here earlier. I was on the other side, but I didn't come to this side. So that's kind of cool that we're getting to see this. Okay, this, I think I know what this is. This looks like some sort of conveyor belt. That's kind of cool. I think this was some sort of conveyor belt right there. Well, let's see if we can peek out over here really briefly. I don't think we're gonna go much deeper, but I do just want to show you guys. Yeah, that's the other side. That's actually the truck loading dock where we started, right over there. Ah, huge place, super cool though. All right guys, I'm back outside again, and this is what I was most excited to show you. Check this out. You can actually see that this smokestack spelled out Strathmore Paper Company. Strathmore Paper Co. This thing is a dominating landmark in this area. You can see it when you're driving on the road nearby. Pretty cool, but this smokestack super high up and it says Strathmore Paper Co. Again, dominating landmark here in the town of Russell. Super iconic part of this abandoned mill. And this is another portion of the exterior. I don't really know how much more we're gonna be able to see inside just because that building in there is pretty pitch black. Unfortunately, same with this right there. Super hard to see in there. Again, I'm gonna explore in my own time, but on video it just doesn't look very good. And you know I'm a rubber stamp of quality on this channel, so I don't want to film any really shitty footage. But I think I still showed you guys a decent amount of stuff, so I am glad with this expedition. It was a lot of fun. That's another view of the mill itself right there. And again, the massive brick smokestack right there. Kind of cool. So this must have been some sort of utility section, maybe a power plant. Yeah, this was probably the power plant area right over here. A lot more graffiti over here as well. But yeah, pretty cool. I did just want to show you guys that iconic smokestack. And another thing I completely forgot to mention, so right over there is actually the Westfield River. I forgot to mention that the Strathmore Paper Mill was powered by the Westfield River. So the Westfield River, you know, probably supplied a lot of hydropower for this mill right over here, this power plant section. And keep in mind, you know, this mill was built in 1913, the early 1900s. So as a result, hydropower was their main source of power at this mill. Not really like today. I mean, we still use hydropower today, but to basically power massive factories, not really the case. But back then, yes. So I did forget to mention that. This harnessed energy from the Westfield River. You know what? I think the last thing I'll do before I leave is take a little bit of a look in this power plant section right here. I did mention it was extremely dark in portions, but there is some stuff you guys can see. So I'm gonna try to show you as much as I can inside this power plant right here. But yeah, this was the power plant. I can definitely confirm that. This is where a lot of the electricity and energy was, you know, harnessed and utilized for day-to-day, you know, productions. Also, when I first came here, these things were freaking me out. You have these electrical wires everywhere. Obviously, they're completely dead, but still kind of concerning walking around. Loose electrical wires. Probably a good time for me to tell you guys not to come here. I would highly not recommend coming to the Strathmore Paper Mill. It's very dangerous here. Not really a good place for people to come. So yeah, just enjoy my exploration from the comfort of your own home. But I wouldn't recommend coming here. It's a very dangerous and risky place, but really cool to explore. And I hope you guys enjoyed, because I think that about does it for the paper mill. Pretty dope stuff. Hey, thank you guys for joining me. I've been J-Mass as always, and this has been another dope New England adventure. So today we checked out the Strathmore Paper Mill number 2 here in the town of Russell, Massachusetts, and it was a really cool abandoned mill. Now, as I mentioned, this opened up in 1913 here in the town of Russell because there was an established logging industry here. So it opened up in 1913 and produced paper and paper products all the way until 1994 when it closed down. Now, there were 3 paper mills. This is obviously number 2, but there were 3 total. One of them, I believe, is active now. One of them is completely demolished, and then there's number 2 right here, completely abandoned. As you saw, a lot of fire damage. There have been numerous fires throughout the years, and this has changed hands many times, but I think as of right now, it's completely abandoned and vacant. But that was really cool to explore. It's been on my list for quite a while now, so I'm excited to check it off and, have explored another iconic abandoned location here in Massachusetts. It was a lot of fun, a lot of cool stuff to see. I do apologize I wasn't able to show you guys every last room. A lot of the stuff in this mill was completely pitch black. Like, my flashlight didn't even do it justice, but I tried to show you guys as much as I could. But yeah, that was the Strathmore Paper Mill number 2, right along the banks of the Westfield River here in Russell, Massachusetts. If you guys love urban exploration, checking out abandoned sites, and exploring New England, I'm always doing that on the channel, so feel free to subscribe, or you can follow me on Instagram at JMassOfficial. That's at JMassOfficial. But I've been JMass as always, and I'll catch you guys on a hopefully warmer day, because that was freezing cold. I gotta clean and wash my hands because they're frozen solid, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. See you later. Stay warm out there.